Hey there, writer friends. It's Wednesday, so let's do a quick write on Wednesday. As ever, I love to drop in and say hello right after I get off a call with the Sovereign Writers Circle. So, as you may know, that is my online writing community for healers who write and writers who heal. And we get together every Wednesday at noon Eastern for writing practice. I offer 2 writing prompts, and we never quite know where they're going to take us. So today, I invited the writers to explore a couple of different topics, which, as always happens, they seem perhaps unrelated until so often we write our way into seeing their commonalities. And of course, they all come from my well. So it tends to be that as we all do, we have interconnected dreams and thoughts and visions, and they may seem disparate, but we have a way of pulling them all together. So today we talked about the meaning and the creation of ritual. I've been thinking about this as I try to release certain rituals in my life that have not necessarily been healing and holding me together. I've developed a habit of listening to audiobooks as I fall asleep at night and then putting the earbuds back in when I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And my coach pointed out to me that I am drowning in other people's voices. And that's really making it very hard to hear my own. So part of my ritual is to let go of some of that in order to call in more quiet, in order to leave more room to read, and to tune in to my own small, still voice. So when you think about ritual, if you want to take this as your own invitation to look at the rituals that are already in your life and those which you would like to practice, I invite you to also look at the rituals that perhaps need to be released, that were a good coping mechanism once upon a time, but that have become something more of a habit or even an addiction rather than a healthy, supportive, repeated practice that allows you to, root into yourself, to live your best life. Look at the rituals that you have. Which ones are life-giving and which ones are life-draining? And I hope that you'll make a ritual out of writing, of course, even if it's just a few minutes a day. The second prompt was about decision making. And of course, that's a reflection of the fact that nationally in the US, we are in a time of decision. There are many for whom the decision was long since made. There are a few who seem still undecided. But I want to also tune us in. As I was speaking actually earlier this week in the Magic Words Collective, which is my group that I've created for those who've taken part in the 7 Magic Words challenges and who are just fascinated by the magic and power of language. I invited people to consider 2 magic words this week, inward and outward. And in that spirit, I invited my sovereign writers to think about decision, deciding, and both the inward and the outward aspects of that. So since we're already in a very public decision-making process here in America, I invite people to think about the internal decisions that you have made recently, that you have perhaps been putting off, that you feel working in the back of your mind and haven't quite found way to come to closure, come to peace with. Sit with decision, that noun. Sit with decide, that verb. Feel the texture of those 2 words and look for the stories you have around them that you're living right now or that you have in memory. When you get more comfortable with your relationship with decision and deciding, I think a lot more opens up for you. So I would love to hear what you're writing about, what rituals you've created for yourself, how this idea of decision and deciding might be echoing through your life. Leave a comment underneath the video, shoot me a message. Let me know if you might be interested in becoming a sovereign writer too and joining our community. I'm looking for a few new writers who might want to dive deep into both that inner work and doing the outer work of putting ideas out into the world. The details for that are always at marisagowdy.com, or just reach out to me, and I'd love to explore how I might support you in your journey as a writer, as a healer who writes, as someone who's looking to create more creative rituals, as someone who's looking to stand sovereign in their own lives. Blessings. Right on, right on.